I have to get back on my motherfucking shit. Hold on, let me see something though. Okay. They still petty, I see. Alright, man. This nigga that made a whole concoction over there with weed and hash all in it. Trying to get a nigga fucked up. I got shit to do today, pimp.
You alright? You alright, nigga? Get to it like a real boss would.
Talk your shit. Welcome to Plug Talk 4.
Yeah, CB.
Your host, I be the lifeline, man. You gonna have to get your fat Joe lean with it, rock with it.
Leaning all over here.
Hey man, you gonna have to do something. Put that out for a minute after that, man. I'm cool. Welcome to Plug Talk 4, man. Your host, I be the lifeline. Co-host over here, Retro D. Y'all know Retro D. Y'all familiar with D at this point, man.
Yeah, the YL. Come from the east side, Long Beach. You already know. Fucking with the big bro. Plug Talk 4. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. You know what we on.
They have to know. They have to know, bro.
If we on, that means we getting to it. And it's something that we about to get to.
Go ahead, Flood. So I've seen some interviews, a few podcasts, and the question that we have is: do the New York rappers that were rapping during the Tupac era and right after his death still have a problem with Tupac? What do you think, bro?
Do I think they still got a problem with Tupac?
Yeah.
Or the West Coast?
Let's start with Pac.
Let's start with Pac. No disrespect to nobody on the East Coast. But look, do I think they still got a problem with Pac?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yes.
Why?
Because I feel like New Yorkers feel like he was from the East Coast and then he went to the West Coast and started representing the West Coast because a West Coast nigga got him out of jail and put him on. Like he was already on, but a West Coast nigga helped him get out of jail and, you know what I'm saying, further his career beyond. At least they was trying to do that at that time. So,
okay. So you feel like that's what they hold against him because he didn't rap New York to the fullest extreme?
Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
Nah, because look, you got to remember that the East Coast, if you not Biggie, Jadakiss, Busta Rhymes, Nas, you know what I'm saying, DMX, I would even say they don't fuck with 50 like that.
No, I'm not going there. Right now, bro, Pac, to me, right, on these interviews, yeah, I don't even know why. We're not talking about no fucking 50 Cent, bro. Shout out to 50, though.
Shout out to Phil. I fuck with you, Phil.
I'm saying this, bro. Those rappers you just named in that era, when they're asked their top fives, they either neglect putting Tupac at number one, or they don't mention him in their top five at all. And it's the only place where I've seen that happen at. If you interview a motherfucker from that time period, Scarface, even the West Coast rappers, bro, you know, Tupac is definitely in their top five, arguably either number one or two. Man, you ask, just Drink Champs by itself, Maybe you seen an interview or something on Joe Budden's, maybe even $1 million worth of game, but it just seems like the East Coast rappers from that time period do not feel the same way about Tupac that the rest of the country do. Now, granted, they had their reasonings for it. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Maybe you don't feel that way. I just noticed a trend of only East Coast rappers that were around during that time period has a problem with Tupac being number one. They have a problem at looking at the situations that Pac had went through that caused the East Coast West Coast beef during that time period. And being honest, they was trying to make Pac look like he was Cheddar Bob, bro. They're trying to act like this man shot himself and didn't get shot by some robbers that half of New York's rap scene was acting like they didn't know and weren't affiliated with. So why were you saying the latter? I heard, who was it? Was it Big or Puff? It might have been Big. Say in the interview that Tupac was acting. Who the fuck acts when they get shot? That's all I want to know. Anybody in the chat, help us out, man. I want to know who acts when getting robbed and shot. Who's like, oh, okay, this would be a perfect time to let everybody know how good my acting skills are, and I'm gonna act like I got shot or act like somebody else shot me and I shot myself. Man, I'm a put a bullet in my body. Then I'm gonna go upstairs to you niggas and I'm gonna act. This came out of their mouth though. That to me, looking at that 100%, bro, shows me an emotional or a feeling that they had about dude that is not like nobody else's feelings about him. You seen Funkmaster Flex say he shot himself. He didn't get shot. He Cheddar Bob.
What does that have to do with the robbery at hand, though?
It's not a radio station nowhere else in the country that probably had anything negative to say about that Tupac situation at Quad. It's an unfortunate incident, but with nothing about it to act. It's damn sure if they saying it's 5 bullets they witnessed, 4 bullets, 5 bullets to witness, man. We know goddamn well that's not an act. And you damn sure can't, even if he did try to pull his gun and accidentally shot himself, that only covers 1 bullet. What about the other 3?
Exactly. Blood. We come from them elements. You come from them elements. I come from them elements.
The elements, bro.
By that being said, check this out. Let's say Pac did shoot himself, right?
That's 1 bullet.
Hold on. Exactly. Let's say, that's what I'm getting at right there. Let's say he did shoot himself. You robbing this nigga, you doing what you do. If you hear a gunshot go off and it wasn't one of yours, what you gonna do?
I mean, I don't know what you mean, bro.
Bro, you say he shot himself 1 time and he got shot how many times after that?
They said 4.
Okay. You know why? Because the gun went off and niggas didn't know if he was trying to they didn't know he was trying to shoot them or he shot himself. Okay. They just know the gun went off. So if the gun go off, bro, if it ain't one of yours who gun went off, niggas gonna hit this nigga, bro. That's what I'm getting at, bro.
So what you saying? What you mean they're hitting?
Bro, if I'm robbing a nigga and I hear a gun go off, and it's not me and my people who robbing this nigga, I'm pretty sure we all gonna bust on this nigga, because we don't know if he...
They said that only Pac was strapped.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you, bro, none of the rest of the niggas had guns. None of the rest of the niggas had guns.
Snatching his shines.
They were robbing him. They had guns.
Exactly, nigga. So if his gun goes off, and it's not the niggas that's robbing him who guns went off, then of course he gonna get shot 4 more times. You know why? Because it came from the other niggas that was shooting this nigga, bro. We heard a gun go off. We don't know if this nigga shot one of ours or not. Killer Instinct gonna say.
But they didn't have any guns, bro. Nobody with Pac had guns, bro. Nobody.
The niggas that robbed Pac had guns.
Yeah, so they start busting, bro. They was gonna bust on the nigga anyway, bro.
His gun went off first.
I'm
speaking hypothetically, though.
But we can't speak hypothetically. We gotta speak facts. The shit is 30 years old, bro.
Okay, so facts is what? Who gun went off first?
We don't know. The fact of the matter is he got hit with 3 other bullets. I don't think it matters whose gun went off first.
I can only imagine why.
Cause he what? I don't get that, bro. What I'm saying is this, bro. At the end of the day, man, they were saying things that was untrue. If it's 3 other bullets in you, you can't say that he got shot by his own bullet or he shot himself unless it came out that he shot himself. He's never said that he shot himself. Medical records can't prove that he shot himself. So to say that about him shows an animosity. It shows a lack of respect. It shows that you don't give a fuck about the truth or not. Your whole point was to defend your turf, defend where you from, and defend motherfuckers who everybody in New York was acting like they didn't know who did it. So why are you defending people you don't know versus a artist who sold millions of records, got some of the biggest hits we've ever heard in our life with Dear Mama and Keep Your Head Up? There's not been a rapper to come close to touching those songs or having women songs that touch women in the way that those 2 songs do, touches the culture. So they're destroying this man's character. And you mean to tell me there's no ill will there?
No, I didn't tell you that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about shit we can't prove. If he shot himself or not at this point. If that was the first bullet or the first gunshot, so it's irrelevant. My point is for them to say that, for Big to say this nigga was acting, for Funk Flex to say he's Cheddar Bob. That I've never heard. I'm from Ohio. I've never heard any other radio stations or any other radio personalities disrespect Pac in that manner.
Hey, if I said something to make it seem like I was discrediting Pac, I wasn't doing that. No. What I'm saying is I can see why he got shot how many times? 4?
Supposedly 5. 2 across Grazer's head. 1 in his hand. They're trying to stop the motherfuckers from shooting him.
Right.
1 in his thigh, and I think 1 somewhere else.
In his balls.
Nah.
They say he got shot.
That's not on the doctor report.
What's on the doctor report?
1 in his thigh, 1 in his hand, 2 grazed his head, and I can't remember where the other shot was. It wasn't his fucking balls though, bro.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like that's bad media. That be people listen to that shit, y'all. Like people really listen to that. That's why they got the information like what he just said, instead of being able to look at something constructive like an actual medical report of what and where these bullets entered. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of that shit come from the East Coast, bro. It be that East Coast media, and it's for some reason, bro, all the motherfuckers who was around in the 90s to me seem like they still have a vendetta against Pac. Y'all let us know in the chat, man. I don't know why we can't see the chat, but I see somebody's taking the vote. Y'all let us know what the vote then. What do y'all think? Based off the interviews y'all see, think about Drink Champs, think about Joe Budden's podcast. I mean, it is what it is. Ain't did too many interviews, but $1 million worth of game. And pay attention to the New York rappers that was around that time and how they speak about Pac.
Do this. Pac went 5 times platinum, right? All Eyes on Me. What was the album sales in New York?
Nobody had did 5 times platinum in hip hop at that point, bro.
Yeah, but if you did that outside of New York with no radio spins, no
it's a big country, dog. It's 363 million people in here in this country. It's like 360 something, close to 400 million.
And you sold 5 times platinum, even though it was a double album.
It wasn't a lot of money in hip hop back then. So what I'm saying is, yeah, 5-time platinum back then was fucking humongous, man. Nobody had ever did it.
With no spins on the New York radio station.
You couldn't deny Pac, bro. Dear Mama was getting played everywhere. Keep Your Head Up was getting played everywhere.
You absolutely
Get
right.
Around was getting played everywhere.
Plug, this is what I'm saying though, yeah. So at that time, with him selling mad albums and you not selling nothing in New York, what is that saying?
But bro, you keep, and I'm not gonna let you paint that narrative. He was definitely selling in New York.
What was he?
We're talking about the rappers, not New York itself. New York.
We talking about Pac right now, bro.
Yeah, bro. He was.
What was he selling in New York? Tell me.
I can't tell you. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm not gonna make up a number.
I got you.
I guarantee you, his New York sales was just as prevalent as anywhere else. Nigga, they weren't listening to Dr. Dre in New York. They weren't listening to Snoop. They weren't playing they shit on the radio. They were playing Pac, nigga. You could not have a radio station not play Dear Mama, Keep Your Head Up. Tupac was on the radio, bro.
You beat me to it. That's why I said, you and this nigga legend, get out my head, cuz. Check this. Pause. That was crazy. Hey, look. This is what I'm saying, bro.
I was, what you talking about, Spark? Nah, what you feel where I'm coming from, Spark?
This is what I'm saying, bro. You beat me to it, bro. This is what I mean. A lot of times, as far as New York, bro, they wasn't fucking with us, bro. Pop, Snoop.
No, they was No,
they wasn't.
Bro, how do you know?
Okay, Death Row days is what I'm saying. Death Row days.
Bro,
not before Death Row, bro.
Listen, bro, it was a whole coastal beef started as soon as he got to Death Row. So we're not going into that. We're talking about previous to the Quad Studio shooting, Tupac was getting mass run in New York. That's my point. And you keep acting like you want to combine time periods into one point. You can't do that. We're talking about a certain time period. Before the robbery, Tupac was getting mass play. Tupac was the biggest artist. Bro, he even said it, bro, on Me Against the World. He got locked up when that album came out. He was the #1 selling artist in jail. This is after Quad Studio.
Bro, check me out. So you just said it. Chronic 2000? No, Chronic. Was he getting spins in New York?
No, but no.
Hear me out. Let me finish. God damn.
Come on, my man.
Let me finish. Let me cook. Shout out to Plug. Let me cook. So we agree, right? That the Chronic wasn't getting no spins in New York, right?
Okay.
They wasn't advertising that shit. No album release, nothing. They didn't give a fuck about that shit, right?
Okay.
Now, hear me out. Now, you said Pac was getting love in New York before the Death Row days.
Yeah.
You said, right?
Yeah.
Let me cook. Okay. So, Pac was getting spins. He was getting love from New York before the Death Row days. And before the Death Row days would be before he went to jail, right? Dear Mama, all that shit came out before he went to jail. Tupacalypse, all that came out before he went to jail. Juice, Above the Rim, all that shit came out before he went to jail, right? Let me stew in some shit. Okay, so check this out. So Plug say, yeah. So Plug say, they wasn't fucking with Snoop and Dre, right? They wasn't selling no records in New York, right?
Not like that, no.
That when the Chronic come out? 1990 what?
Probably 1 or 2. Yo, I taste that hash and that shit, bro. Yeah. But I got shit to do. I can't be doing all this reckless ass. Come on, man.
Nah, we cooking, plug.
I'm waiting for you to get to your point.
I'm getting to it. So the West Coast wasn't getting no love. Doggy Style came out in what year?
I don't know, bro.
1993.
Okay, cool. What are we getting at, bro?
No spins in New York.
Okay, what are we getting at, bro? What are we getting at here? You've been taking a long time to cook, fam. I'm just saying. What are we doing?
Sometimes feast and shit like that take time to cook, bro.
Hey, man.
Stop saying shit like that.
Okay, bro. I'm trying to see where you're going with this, bro. We talking about Tupac. We not talking about no other artists, so.
I'm getting at Tupac.
Okay.
The reason why he didn't get no love from the East Coast after the Death Row shit is because they felt like he jumped ship, bro.
Okay, if that's what you feel, bro, I disagree 100%. You know what I'm saying? What drove the Reds between New York and Tupac was the Quad City shooting, bro. It had nothing else to do with nothing else, bro. At that point, he accused some of the rappers and some of the biggest motherfuckers in the industry of New York at that time. You talking about Jimmy Henchman was there. You talking about Andre Harrell. You talking about Puff Daddy at the time. You got Biggie, who was the king of New York in the rap scene at that time. You got Biggie there. You got Junior Mafia there. You got a bunch of other artists, Lil Sean and shit, who really never got no run. Everybody's in the building. Everybody's there that day. Tupac's also going to be there. The biggest selling rapper artist probably entering into that time, one of the meccas of a star. They looked at him like a star at this time.
They looked at who in particular? Pac?
Tupac, for sure.
Okay, for sure.
Star, bro.
All right.
Did multiple movies, records selling out the fucking store. They looked at him like a star, bro. And that moment of that robbery and that shooting changed the momentum about the connection between New York and Tupac.
So is it safe to say that when he signed with Death Row, that didn't make shit any better?
It didn't make it better, but it wasn't the reason why there was a beef between Tupac and New York. The beef between Tupac and New York came from Quad Studios. It came from Quad Studios. No matter if he would have signed with Death Row, if he would have still lost the case like he did, the sodomy case, not rape, sodomy is what he got convicted of. He could have lost that case and still had a connection with New York. Even with Death Row, because when none of them put no money, he had the biggest selling album out, #1 on Billboard, and none of the companies wanted to take any risk with it. So it's like signing with Death Row is not what separated him. The Quad Studio shooting and New York possibly being involved with setting this man up and all the people that were connected to this shit is the problem.
Would you say that the Death Row shit was the icing on the cake?
No. The fuck do you mean? If you shoot me, that's the icing on the cake, nigga. The shooting was, man, you shot me, man. The fuck? You robbed me.
New York act like they didn't have nothing to do with that.
That's my point, bro. Because New York niggas did it. New York took the back of New York and weren't gonna keep it real about the situation. And then that's where the question comes from. Does New York rappers that were around back then that did this lying, that did this covering up, still have a problem with Tupac? You just proved my point.
I didn't ever say they didn't have a problem with Cuz.
Hold it down. Hold it down real quick. Take that. Man, hold it down, bro. It's your time to shine.
Hey, man, listen.
Cook, nigga.
I didn't never say that wasn't true. What I was saying is this. New York definitely got a problem with Tupac. For whatever reasons y'all have that problem, that's on y'all. But y'all definitely got a problem with him. And I feel like y'all disrespected the West Coast. Y'all saying that the West Coast artists don't have no bars. I guarantee the West Coast got more bars than New York niggas. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, bro. Y'all niggas was struggling to go platinum. When my niggas from the West Coast, you think it's a fucking gimmick? It's not a gimmick, bro.
Well, it's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick, man. Memphis, no. For what? I have, though.
You niggas from New York was having niggas like Slick Rick going platinum, and he ain't even from New York.
Bro, they don't give a fuck about that. I think, like I said, bro, once again, bro, New York had equipped their own style by the early 90s. They were the first place because hip-hop started there to have their own style. So it's common. It only makes sense for New York shit, for New York people to like New York music. I don't have a problem with that, bro. You keep acting like they ain't supposed to like New York music. They ain't supposed to be universal. It started there. This because you keep bringing up other niggas but Tupac. Okay, listen. West Coast music is not going to sell more on the East Coast than it sells on the West Coast. East Coast music is not going to sell more on the West Coast than it does in the East Coast. So down South music is not going to sell more anywhere else than the South. Then where you spread out at and your target markets are, when you take a tour, those are the places you're going to go to. It's the places where your record sales reflect that you have an audience here.
So the question is, do New York niggas, the East Coast niggas, still have a problem with Pac, right? And what I say is, do y'all still got a problem with the West Coast?
No. We can't do that shit. Shit, bro. We can't do that though, bro. You asshole, my nigga. Don't ever try to burp me, bro. Pause.
Yeah, hey yo, that was crazy.
Don't touch me again, nigga.
Hey yo, that was crazy.
Nah, man. Fuck the West Coast, bro. Because the only reason why we can say they got a problem with the West Coast is because of that East Coast, West Coast beef. Other than that, New York ain't got no problem with the West Coast. It just ain't their style. New York shit ain't the biggest style in the West Coast, bro. It's just not your style. Everybody's entitled to liking the music that comes from the place that you dwell at, bro.
Do you think the West Coast support the East Coast?
Do y'all support the East Coast?
Yes.
Fuck out of here, nigga.
We don't support y'all swag. You gonna say that?
Hey, we'll turn this motherfucker around and put it on the road. Show me a pair of Timbs out here and it's raining. Fuck out of here, nigga. Y'all do West Coast shit, they do East Coast shit.
Why you have to? It don't rain in Southern California, bro.
It's raining today. You ain't gonna see a motherfucker in a pair of boots. You gonna see niggas out here with soggy chucks, nigga.
It never rains in Southern California, bro. The last time we seen shit like this was El Nino. And El Nino.
Stop fucking lying. I was out here living in Compton 5 years ago, nigga. It rained for 3 days. Our whole street was flooded. Nigga had to move his car and everything, bro. Bro, bro. At least once every couple years, y'all get one of these spurts. If the weather's fucked up and terrible anywhere else in the United States, them clouds shift either east or west. So it's coming. This shit just came from Denver and Utah. Bro, man, nah, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. You ain't gonna see no Timbs out here in LA unless them niggas came from New York.
You gonna see Ugg boots though?
Man, who the fuck wear Ugg boots? Don't blame that on New York, nigga. My point is, dog, East Coast ain't got no problem with West Coast. West Coast ain't got no problem with East Coast. The problem was with what happened to Tupac, and as a man, if I come to your city and I get fucked up, whoever booked me, whoever was the reason why I was here, owe me an explanation, bro. And if I can't get that, and let's just say that what Napoleon say about Stretch from New York, may he rest in peace. If what Napoleon says about Stretch is true, that Stretch pulled up to Jazz and the Guy's crib when Tupac was chilling there before he went to court And he said Jimmy Henchman say, your money ain't right, you don't need to be going to war. If that's true, what Trent said to Tupac, if you're my friend, and Jimmy the Henchman has something to do with me getting robbed and shot, what type of friend are you to be getting that message? Why do they feel so comfortable with you coming to tell you about me? If you my nigga, they gonna know they can't say that to you. Now, if you playing both sides of the fence, they know they can say that to you because they know you playing both sides of the fence. But if you really my nigga, they know goddamn well they can't come up to you like, yeah, tell Pop they gonna be trying to go to war till you get your money right. After I just got shot. Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I got a problem with y'all. Everybody who was there. Hey, Big, you ain't gonna give me no info? What? Okay, you part of it too. I don't think Pac was ever saying Big set the shit up. But Big, just like everybody else in New York, the day after that shit happened, y'all all knew what the fuck happened, bro.
Absolutely.
Fuck out of here, bro. Let's be real about this. God bless you.
Nigga.
You keep trying to make it the West Coast, and I'm trying to tell you, it's not really the West. It's not. Listen,
as far as started shit though,
it started with Pop. It started with Pop, and this is why the media is still the mecca of media. Is where
New York.
So the media still controls the narrative. When they came out with that bullshit Billboard list, you see the disrespect the West Coast got on the top 50 of hip hop. They didn't have Eazy-E. E40 was like in the 40s. And look, bro, E40, yo, this is what's crazy, y'all. The disrespect.
Hey, I remember that shit. Hey, bro, hey, though, nigga, I remember that shit.
E40 is the reason why y'all speak Ebonics. The language you speak comes from that for shizzle, my nizzle, all the different names for money, bread, cheddar, cheese, Skrilla, scratch. That shit came from E40, bro.
Up north.
Well, they might have been doing it up north, but the E40 was the mouthpiece for up north.
Yeah.
And his mouthpiece and what he said is exactly the slang that we use today. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
His mouthpiece is what we all talking as today, bro. That's our Ebonics. That's our.
Shout out to 40.
Shout out to 40. So for a nigga who his influence was so special that we speak the same way they do today, in some way, shape, or form. It's been used on every level, bro. Even in white media.
Right.
How is he number 40 on the top 50? How does Eazy-E not make it? And Eazy-E was the voice of gangster rap.
According to who? New York what?
Man, New York know damn well they ain't starting no gangster rap. You heard Jay-Z's Grammy Award speech the other day when he gave credit to how many doors and avenues Dr. Dre and NWA opened up.
Fact.
You couldn't have talked about this drug music and street shit and shooting motherfuckers if they didn't open the doors for that shit.
He gave us respect first.
You got to. You got to. You have to.
And that's y'all big homie.
That's the God MC.
That's y'all big homie, nigga. And he gave it up to us first, bro.
So I think what happened was when the East Coast, West Coast beef got started with Tupac, they had such a vendetta, such a feud with Tupac that it caused a bias for how New York looks at the rest of hip hop. You see what I'm saying?
I believe that for sure. Hell yeah.
Especially for that age group. For those niggas who was 19, 20, and 1990, that was rapping, Nas, all them. Nas is the only East Coast rapper I heard, just be honest about Tupac. With no vendetta. The rest of them seem like they got this little edge, and it's like they got to choose a side. It's Big or Pop.
And it's crazy because on All Eyes on Me, Pac definitely has some New York niggas on there, but
yeah, Method Man, yeah, Red Man.
It wasn't y'all top 5 though.
That's crazy because I don't No too many rappers has ever put Method Man in their top 5 or top 10.
My point exactly.
But he's done tracks with everybody.
I'm
Big
saying though,
Pop.
for niggas to make it seem like Pac didn't fuck with the East Coast is crazy. He fucked with lyricists. And New York niggas say Pac wasn't a lyricist.
I've heard that. I think Busta Rhymes said that. I heard them say Tupac lyrical ability wasn't up to par, and Tupac made universal songs, bro.
Damn, Bus, how you gonna? He said that,
bro. Listen, all the niggas who criticized Tupac, there were rappers from New York in that time period, still to this day ain't got shit on Tupac. You've never had a song that's memorable as anything Tupac made, bro.
Hey,
Amelia, we love you. Shout out to Amelia. You see, you know what I mean? We get it. It's all love, baby. It's all love, baby. But I'm saying to you, Pam, they have a problem with Tupac, bro. I see Mace and Cam. I see Cam like, yo, I never met him. I see Mace kind of be like, shit, I don't know which way. You know, Mace tells you the truth about the night Biggie got shot in L.A. He was out here. He was fucking with Brandy that night.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then all them bloods showed up at his hotel the next morning. He couldn't leave that motherfucker. So I can understand why. Peace and blessings to you, love. I can understand why, bro. Mace has that side eye shit that he got going on, bro. And we gotta admit it. My East Coast homie was like, man, stop trying to act like Tupac was the boogeyman of hip hop. I said, nigga, name a song you ever heard Tupac name mentioned in.
What do you mean, like this is?
Yes.
It was always subliminal.
Why? Because if this nigga stamps you on the song, he can end your career. Biggie wouldn't have had no career if he wouldn't have died first.
Damn, blood. That's tough to say.
Hey, bro, he dropped All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli and Hit 'Em Up, which wasn't on no album. That was just like a middle of the summer. Oh, y'all niggas pissed me off. I'm about to just drop this bitch. It ain't even on the album. All in 9 months. From the day he got home from jail, he died 9 months later. He did this all in 9 months, bro. 2 of the most epic albums in hip-hop. The biggest diss track ever in hip-hop. Hit 'Em Up. All in 9 months? All Eyes on Me was a double album. Machiavelli was a monstrous album with only like 13 songs on it. And then Hit 'Em Up, that ain't make no album. The biggest diss track ever wasn't even on the album. Ice Cube shit was on his album, which means it was a planned out, preparated song. This nigga Tupac did that shit off impulse. First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West side, when we ride, come quick with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. This how the song starts.
That was great.
Come on, bro.
That was great. That was crazy, son. At that time.
If you say that to me, do you think I'm going to make a subliminal diss coming back?
I think New York wasn't used to that type of aggression at that time.
What do you mean? They started the battling.
Yeah, but not
aggression. Do you remember what KRS-One did to Queensbridge?
Yeah, but
the bridge is over. What? They started this shit. Yo, you seen what LL did to Cannabis? They weren't subliminally dissing.
Yeah, but Pac wasn't dissing the East Coast. He was dissing them bad boy niggas at that time, though, bro.
My point was, all in New York roll with Big without giving a fuck about right or wrong.
The West Coast didn't ride with Pac?
They rolled with Pac because they knew he was right, motherfucker. If Pac was dead ass wrong, L.A. wouldn't have stood behind that nigga like that.
Who we had behind him?
Them goons. And the police.
Was the West Side Connection behind them?
No. Appreciate you, Amelia. It's always love here.
They was behind them from a distance, though, bro. Because the West Side Connection definitely got involved with the East Coast, West Coast beef for sure, bro.
They didn't. They just repped they shit, bro.
So they didn't get into it with Common?
Nah. The Common's not from the East Coast.
Where you from?
Chicago. Nigga, that's Midwest.
Midwest?
Yeah. That's not, they didn't have nothing to do, no, bro.
So what was the bow down when I come to your town shit about?
Everybody.
Except who?
Everybody. There was no exceptions to the rule.
So what the East Coast had to say?
To the East Coast people in the building. I'm going to answer my man's question. Yo, what did the East Coast have to say? You niggas was making a bunch of tough guy tracks back then, and we didn't know who the fuck y'all was talking about.
Who was making the tough guy track?
Mobb Deep, Big, you nobody, chill somebody. Who the fuck are you talking about? You didn't have to guess when West Coast niggas diss you who the fuck they was talking about.
Who shot you about?
They say it wasn't about Pop.
What was it about then?
It only makes sense, but I'm telling you what New York said. And this is the problem I have with New York. Being a Midwest nigga, I'm not a West Coast nigga, y'all. I do live on the West Coast. I fuck with the West Coast stuff. The West Coast has always shown me love and respect. And I've done the same for them. But I've been to New York many a times. Got a bunch of New York motherfuckers. Some of my people are connected with Cameron in the O. But I'm telling y'all, as a non-biased motherfucker, y'all have always looked biased. There's never been a time New York wasn't biased for New York. I've seen more support and more trying to be honest about the situation everywhere else, the South, the Midwest, the West Coast. When it comes to New York looks at New York as New York shit, and New York shit don't stink. And I think that's a problem most people have with just New York as being in their city.
Go ahead.
He said I had my pounds in Cincinnati. Them niggas was hating. So I moved my pounds to Dayton. That's what Cameron. Shout out to Killer Cam. Shout out to Mace. It is what it is. I fuck, bro. Nobody has showed Ohio more love since Bone Thugs and Harmony than Cameron, bro. So being that that's where I'm from, I have a strong support, and I fuck with Cam. I fuck with Killer Cam, bro, for sure. And I know he really got folks in the O, in Columbus. Started off a Buckeye.
Ended up what, a Wolverine?
I don't know, man. She got to ask Killer. You gotta hit him with the mace like Killer. So the people wanna know. You gotta hit him with the mace. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I would love to talk about it with some of these New York cats, man. I'm more accessible and have more access to the West Coast cats because it's where I'm at. But I love to get a hold of some of the East Coast dudes and really, I think all the cats that was rapping in them 90s, bro, from New York. There's some questions about Tupac we need to know, y'all.
And y'all don't want no parts of that. Stay away. Because if you do, I ain't going to lie to you. You're going to put yourself in the lion's den. I don't think y'all ready for that. Y'all pushed by robots. We ain't pushed by nothing. We pushed off pure knowledge and fucking we just pushing ourselves. Ain't no machine pushing behind us, bro. You don't want to go there, but go there. I dare you.
Hey, this is what I'm saying, man. You know, don't let him scare y'all. He tried to Suge Knight y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
I double dare you.
I
triple dare y'all.
I think at this point it would be good to have a conversation. In New York, don't give a fuck how nobody else feels. You're allowed to voice your opinion and how you feel, because you can come out here to the West Coast And you'll run into these motherfuckers for real in real life that don't give a fuck about none of y'all music, don't listen to that shit, don't pay attention. I know I can go places where people don't know who the fuck Jay-Z is.
Me personally, I want you to go there. You know why? Because I supported New York artists my whole life. Everybody that's important to y'all was important to me on the West Coast. And the same thing with the West Coast artists. How important was the West Coast artist to y'all?
That doesn't matter, bro.
Yes,
Now you're being biased.
Hey man,
why should the West Coast rapper matter to anybody that's not in the West Coast? No, this nigga ain't about to. You feel me? Listen, y'all. We gonna wrap this. Y'all hear this with the vote. We gonna come back with a part 2. Y'all just tell us how y'all feel about this. We signing out. Plug Talk 4. Peace and blessings.